Hey, welcome back. In this lesson I'll show you how to go from just your regular nude character that you sculpted to something that has a design to it, and how to plan that design of all the clothing pieces and all the armor and stuff like that. So we're going to be jumping around here a little bit, so just bear with me, but it's all for demonstration. This is a super quick sketch I did just to get the feeling of what our character is going to look like, and I did this early on. Now, to demonstrate how to do this in 3D, because this will only take you so far, I can show you. This is kind of where we were at in the last lesson, right? And I'm ignoring the hair and the eyes and stuff like that. But this, if I turn off solo, this is where my character was at, maybe halfway through the sculpt. Okay, and I will show you how to make these pieces. But for now, one thing I wanted to demonstrate was how to design on this character. Now I could just show you how to design on this nude character, but it's not going to be as informative. So I'll just show you with this partially done character how you can add and plan out armor in a way that's really easy, really intuitive and helpful. So let's say you're working on your object and you get to a point where you're stuck and you want to plan more things. You could come in and start putting tools in and playing with stuff, but I find it's much more helpful to do it this way, and it helps your creativity a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to merge and merge visible. Before I do that, I want to get rid of the cape. So I'm going to turn the cape off. Okay. And you can do this on your nude character as well. So I hit merge visible, and what that did is it created a merged assassin. And that is just all my subtools in one subtool. They're still grouped. Okay. What I'm going to do from here though is I'm going to go to geometry, DynaMesh. I'm going to set my resolution to, I don't know, 512. Turn off blur, turn on project. I'm going to hit DynaMesh and pause it. So it did the DynaMesh process, and as you can see, what it did is it just projected a grid from every single angle and baked all our detail into one thing. And I don't even really care about the poly groups at this point, so I hit Control W to make it all one poly group. And now what I can do is I'm just going to turn off DynaMesh, and I can turn on something like Clay Buildup Tool. And I know, let's say I want some kind of armband right here. So I'm just going to start sketching out something that I think is cool. And this is with Clay Buildup. So all I'm doing here is I'm exploring different design ideas right on top of my model. And what's cool about that is that I mean, maybe you can, but for me personally, I don't think you get this level of creativity if you were to just create a piece and then start, moving the parts of it around. This way I have totally full control of how this thing is going to end up, and then when I'm done with it, let's say I did something like this, I look at it and I go, okay, well, what's the coolest way to build this? What's the most interesting or realistic way to build this? And you can do that all over your model. You can create, you can go, okay, I want some kind of bracelet right here, or a bangle, or I want some kind of, I don't know, cordage. right there. Or another thing, this is what I was doing with this was, I got these metal plates. Do I want to put some kind of reliefs in them? And later on I decided that I actually didn't want to put any reliefs in these plates because I wanted to keep them kind of budget, like something that's really just built for battle and not so much like royalty or ceremonial. But you can create stuff like that, right? And if you want to do two different designs, you could do various designs. I'm literally just doodling here while I'm talking to you guys. Since I based this assassin off of a crow, like she has like a crow clan, you might want to, I just thought this was an interesting exercise if you want to create some kind of animal as inspiration for an assassin, and then base your different armor pieces off of that. And that could be a kind of a fun design project. The whole time I was building this, I was thinking crow. Okay, so this is just some little examples, and I'll show you what I actually did while I was working on it. I had this sketch right here. So a lot of the stuff I didn't end up using, like these climbing claws, is just something I was playing with, and I didn't end up changing a lot of this armor. I mean, in some ways I think this came out cooler than the final one, to tell you the truth, but I did get to plan, belts and a knife and pouches and stuff like that, and do all that stuff super quick without having to go in and actually build these things and kind of position them around. So that's a really useful technique, and you could take your just your nude character that you created and DynaMesh it. Or, I mean, you don't really have to DynaMesh it, but I was just showing you DynaMesh to combine all the objects into one. And then you could start doing that, sculpting on it with symmetry or without, and deciding what you want to do with it, how you want the armor to look. Trim dynamics also useful for that. So use this opportunity to sketch, and if you're not going to follow my design to the T, if you want to do your own design with this, this is a really great opportunity to just kind of use the sketch functionality to create something that's unique and your own, and something that you could put on your reel or just say was your own design. Hope that's helpful and not too confusing. In the next lesson, I'll be showing you how to actually start creating the pieces of clothing that you see in the final model. Thanks for watching.